はい、新共和国パイロットです。今日も、マイクロソフトフライトシミュレーターの公式集会に参加していきたいと思います。今日飛ぶところはアルプスの北側ですね。ここにイギリスがあって、今はここにイタリア半島があって、ここら辺ずっとヨーロッパなんですけど、でこの、スイスかな、ザンクトガレンっていう町から、チューリッヒっていうところに行って、ずっとこうアルプスがここにあるので、こうずっと沿っていって、ジュネーブ、こら辺がジュネーブですね。ジュネーブからこのクールシュベル飛行場、ここがものすごい狭いみたいなので最後多分着陸がすごい難しいんだと思います。巡航速度はちょっと遅いけど、最後着陸が難しいらしいので、愛機イーグルで行きますぜ。アントノフ AN225 超巨大機、これ今日結構たくさんいるんじゃないかと思いますけどね楽しみじゃね。なんか今日も若干眠いでやべえ。離陸していきますね。はい、じゃあ行きましょう。May the force be with us.
And everyone, we have a Discord. It's so much fun. And we have an audio channel every Friday where you can log in. It's called Community Fly-In. You can go hang out with people there, share your screen, chat, whatever you want to do, stare silently at someone else's screen. It's all available there on our Discord channel. If you have not joined it, highly recommend. You can talk to people like Tom and Peter and Cookie.
160ノット。OK。
Got a huge group of pilots.
160ノット。
I see Dr. Nothomb. Maybe I just have been missing you, but Dr. Nothomb was almost at the beginning, but I haven't seen him for several weeks now. So nice to have you back, Dr. Nothomb. And if you have been here all this time, my apologies. I just haven't noticed your plane.
He's a fellow Belgian.
いつもみたいにキラキラとは飛べないです。F15 では。
Just after takeoff, look at this spectacular scenery.
この巨大輸送機なんか1本だけなんかこの煙が後ろの下の方に流れるんだよな。
And you know, if you look the opposite direction to the north and northeast, we've got this beautiful lake here and then fantastic, gorgeous, green, lush mountain valley scenery.
St. Gallen Tower, HYT 1944
Absolutely fantastic scenery here in Switzerland.
Like Mohammed Blend is gonna attempt it in a 225.
Oh, I'd love to see it. Mohammed Blend has accepted the challenge. You know, I'm just gonna slightly adjust my weather to raise the cloud cover a little bit as we are flying.
So is Fizzy Hamster also.
Cloud cover is at light cloud cover is at 5,600 C. Just.
これがサンクトガレンの街かな。
What kind of stuff you did in the sim this week? Chat about it.
I did some Sky Park missions. I don't know if you're familiar with that tool. And it forced me to land a Cessna Longitude, 1,000 feet landing strip in the middle of the Caribbean.
What'd you do?
Well, and the minimum required is apparently 3,000. But I did well. I have proof I can show. I made a video. Pizza.
Not a difficult
question. Sorry.
Jane, you can, not to put you on the spot,
エン
we
ジ
are
ン
coming
6
up
個
with
で
our
すからね
first
この飛行
POI.
機
Do you have any Jane facts you can share about
Some
this?
Jane facts just from my brain of Abbey of St. Gall.
あー上にも飛んでる
Abbey existed from the year 719, not 1719, 719. That's very,
Wow.
very
1400
old.
years
8th
old.
century. Yeah. What else do I know about it?
Wow,
It's located in Switzerland.
such preparation.
I know, right? Do you
It's a
remember, Tom, that
UNESCO
we
World
sometimes have
Heritage
guests
Site.
here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that were knowledgeable.
Knowledgeable
Jane, I
about
think- I
stuff
think
we're
this is it.
flying over.
I think that looks like it.
That looks like an abbey, right? Below me?
There's a lot of history here that is all based.
結構ゆっくり飛べるなこの飛行機も思ったより
The Abbey. Oh, there's a library in it that's recognized as one of
Really?
the richest medieval libraries in the world. Home to one of the most comprehensive collections of early medieval books in the German speaking Europe. Consists of over 160,000 books, 2,000 of which are handwritten.
All right, and coming very quickly up on our second POI, looks like a football stadium.
Mostly used for football, hosts the home matches of the FC St. Gallen of the Swiss Super League. Capacity of 20,000 people. It's a football stadium, you know?
I always like the look of stadiums and arenas from the air. I don't know what it is about it, but they always look so cool from 5,000 feet up. All right, Jane, you're off the hook for a little while for Jane facts. The next
Facts for
waypoint. The next waypoint is going to be a touch and go at Zurich International Airport.
Okay. I'm checking to see what this week in the sim we have here for the Maria mostly. That's awesome. Purchasing that. Seems to be to the rebuilding of the Antonov AN225. Elk flew an A33neo from Amsterdam to Cape Town. Wow. Yeah, he slept through. That's fair. Captain Meowington's still doing their long way round trip. Currently in Kazakhstan. That's awesome.
Right hand, see other players. Make sure you're on the Southeast Asia server. So go to the menu and then your Xbox username in the top right corner of your screen, and then choose Southeast Asia from the drop-down list. And also, if you have to do this before you spawn in, but make sure you have all players mode set in multiplayer, and make sure your online functionality is.
あスピットファイヤーだ
And Jane, I have the
あれもよく見る人だ
or
な
extreme
この人
landing.
もいつもスピットファイヤー乗ってるな
Oh, sweet.
It was a bit hairy.
So,
we made it.
what airport this is into
うん
again? It's so dark.
It's some sort of island. Yeah. Well, and I'm almost in the water, but
Okay.
we made
Those
it.
pieces
higher.
flew in the air, so I hope.
Probably, yeah.
That was all right.
But it's fine. See, still on land. Well, maybe the front gear not, but
Yeah, we don't need to look at the rest.
Good enough, really.
Oh, speak of Muhammad Blend, there he is, flying the Antonov AN225. 11 o'clock high.
We love it when you share what you know to this week. There's just endless options. Nice.
a very long ongoing thread on the forums. I think we've actually had to create three versions of the thread so far today. What did you do in Microsoft Flight Simulator today? And it's always fun reading through there. Seeing what the players of the community have been doing in the sim. All right, Jane, since we do have a bit of a slight downtime in the flight plan, so there are 8 minutes estimated until I arrive at Zurich for the first touch and go. Do you think this might be a good opportunity to talk about why we chose this itinerary for today's flights?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, it's going to be near the end of the flight. It's our second to last waypoint before our epic landings at Courchevel. But we'll be flying over the Geneva airport in Switzerland, including a touch and go at the Geneva airport. And then we're going to be flying over CERN, which is the Center for European Nuclear Research, one of the most important influential scientific bodies on the entire planet. They do a lot of really high-end, cutting-edge scientific research there. A lot of you may be familiar with the Large Hadron Collider, or LHC. Construction was finished on that project approximately 15 years ago, and it became operational, I think, around 2010, 2011, somewhere around that. What's important about the Large Hadron Collider is the largest particle accelerator ever built, and it is one of the greatest mega projects in science, and it allows particle physicists to basically examine subatomic particles at a level that cannot be observed by any other means. I think I read somewhere that the total cost to build it was 7.5 billion euros. And you know, we talked about how construction was finished sort of like 15-ish years ago, and that was when construction was finished. But a project of this scale takes literally decades to get proposed, approved, built, constructed, everything else. So it was during the 1980s, you know, almost 25, 30 years before it actually was complete, that it was initially envisioned. And there were so many challenges involved in creating the Large Hadron Collider. And one of the most pressing challenges was, how do you share so much information and data between tens of thousands of people who are all working at CERN on this project? Whether they're research scientists, PhDs, engineers, computer scientists, technicians, construction workers, administrators, like everyone involved in this absolutely gigantic mega project. How do you efficiently share information? In a way that's convenient, easy to find, easy to navigate, as there's a huge amount of data and information that goes into a project like this. So, in 1989, in fact, almost to the day, it was actually on March 12th, 1989, there was a British computer scientist, who some of you may be familiar with, a man named Sir Tim Berners-Lee, published a proposal which he shared amongst some of his colleagues at CERN on a new way to leverage technology called hypertext, which some of you may be familiar with. I'm sure all of you have used hypertext, whether you are familiar with that or not. Hypertext is like a link on the web. Like if you see purple text or blue text in your web browser and you click it and it goes to a different page, that's actually called hypertext. And so Sir Tim Berners-Lee, in 1989, proposed a new system for exchanging information using hypertext, which had not been done before. And he didn't have a name for it. Initially, he just called it a mesh data sharing system. But when he actually implemented it, he gave it a new name, and this one I'm sure all of you are familiar with. This is a project called the World Wide Web.
World Wide Web?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Never, right.
Neither do I.
I live in the real world, not some worldwide
And this was absolutely revolutionary. If you were born, say, in the 90s, like if you're age 30, maybe 35-ish or younger, you probably don't have memories of being alive before there was such a thing as the web. That's just kind of been part of your life for as long as you can remember. But if you're older than that, like it's hard to understate or overstate, sorry, just how revolutionary and literally world-changing this invention of the World Wide Web, which started by one short proposal paper written by Sir Tim Berners-Lee at CERN, and from there it just took off, and in the 1990s and
Lightning
completely changed the way the world
騒動の悪魔
I'm just on, as you can see if you're looking at my screen. Oh, Peter's about to land. I'm also on long final right now, so I'm focusing on my landing. But I'm going to share some documents with you after my touch and go in Zurich
これタッチングをするのかな
that I found online while I was researching to today's string. R6 Chavez says the web was a passing fad.
Yeah, it's over now.
I hope.
You're
Get down.
6.5 out of 10.
フラップはダメですね
I'm being super lazy.
How's your flying going, by the way?
Well, I configured the full ILS.
Ah, no, I was thinking about
The flying through a little bit of turbulence here.
the weather isn't great.
Wait, is that true? Unlimited Bagel is pretty sure when he apologized for the slashes of web address saying that they were unnecessary.
That is true. That is 100% true. Yeah, I looked that up today. I was reading about that today while I was researching for the stream. So the whole http://www dot whatever, that was invented by Sir Tim Berners-Lee. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. And the Tim Berners-Lee eventually did apologize for creating so many unnecessary keystrokes every time someone had to go to a website.
Semicolon would have sufficed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that really changed.
I mean, most websites or browsers now accept just the name of the website.
Exactly. And it
Yeah.
always starts with www, whatever that
Yeah.
is.
But even that part isn't necessary.
Wow, wow, wow.
They added. Wow, wow, wow.
Well, well.
Well,
well done. Flight simulator.com.
Ooh, look at
Who
this.
do we have here?
I'm coming in directly behind. Not one, but two Antonov 225s. Caution wake turbulence.
I want the website well dot who do we have here dot
And as we all know, whoa, there's another Antonov. The invention of the World Wide Web, it absolutely peaked. We reached the pinnacle of web design with Zomo.com, where you can do anything.
ランドマークがありますな、いくつか
Zomo.com.
わかんないけど見てスイスナショナルミュージアムあこれ前来たことがあるの
what our first
チューリヒだ降りたもんなこの前
introduction to the internet was
I don't remember that.
Well,
スイス
Jane,
でびっ
it's
く
funny
り
you
しまし
ask.
たよ
like, do you remember
What?
like when you discovered the internet
I do.
ちょっと今字が出てたのに字が出なくなっちゃったよ
your experience?
I'm actually old enough
なんかスタジアムっぽいですね
witness the time before you.
Wow.
So I started out on bulletin board systems with my 4K baud modem. But after that, I think the first website I ever visited was the one on my local, the national radio station here, Radio 538.nl. These guys were one of the first guys who made commercials for websites, and one of them their own, which by the
ちょっと
time
今日
was
す
much
ぐに
more
100
than
の
one
超えちゃう
page
当たり前だ
to scroll through, and there was just like a little playlist that they would play
あれは
along with some animated GIFs, which was all the rage back then, including such an animated email letter, an email GIF which you could click and it would actually send an email. And it was, I think, the size of an A4 page. About that was all there was. That was a web page, as was. That was it.
またなかなか
Intrigued enough to have that
おしゃれさな建物ですな。
I absolutely did, and I wanted to, and I also did, and I just used Notepad because there weren't any tools back then. But the hypertext transfer protocol was only at version 1.0.8 or 1.0 even. So you had a really limited set of tools. You could use a title, a colored background, and a few paragraphs, and that was about it. There was no JavaScript, there was no CSS, there was nothing. So making a website wasn't that hard. You just typed it in Notepad, and then you had your own very own website, which was marvelous. Yeah.
dial-up noises.
Yes. Oh yes.
Looks like I'm coming up to another POI here in Zurich. This appears to be
このビヨン
the
の
central train station.
ボーイングの
Zurich.
ジャンボジェットのあれは何でしょうね。
Well, that was a nice touching, but was it not? Yeah.
登ってきますなぁ。
Yeah.
そんな急北度で登って宙返りするんですか？
Before AOL got started,
Ooh, look at the Bahama Blend is doing some aerobatic maneuvers, currently inverted in the Antonov.
Well,
落ちるでしょ、そんな風
Looks
に登
like
ってったら。
they recovered safely, so well done, Bahama.
best pilot ever.
Swiss MSFS pilot says, my home city. Yeah, we're currently flying over Zurich. And look at just the absolutely beautiful views here.
many of you were in the AOL chat
なんか
rooms.
えらい激しい
I realize I
軌
asked
道
a
を
friend
するの。
who's in Europe and they MSN because
Yes.
it's
Did any of you- Yes, MSN was hugely popular, but before that we had IRC, Internet Relay Chat, and ICQ, of course.
You know, this is occupying brain space. I have not logged into my ICQ account probably since 1999 or 2000.
Me neither. Oh,
And
by the way,
I still know my ICQ number by memory.
4261559. Look me up.
Okay, I found you.
Yeah, figured.
All right, I want to show quickly as we make our way to our next waypoints. Some of the
どこのリバリーじゃろう。ルフトハンザ
What's up my screen now. This page is archived online at w3.org/history. This is the original March 12th, 1989 proposal for Tim Berners-Lee of CERN, March 1989, for what later became known as the World Wide Web. It wasn't known as web back
一旦
then.
フラップアップ。
And what I found interesting about this is just how short this is. This is like one of the most influential,
Bro.
world-changing technologies to ever exist. And I have personally written college papers.
ルフトハンザだね。
So we see here the opening paragraph. This proposal concerns the management of general information about accelerators and experiments at CERN. It discusses the problems of loss of information about complex evolving systems and derives a solution based on a distributed hypertext system. And then here, I'm not going to read all of this, but just scrolling through it. Overview. Many discussions of the future at CERN and the LHC, or Large Hadron Collider era, end with the question, yes, but how will we ever keep track of such a large project? So again, the Large Hadron Collider didn't come online until really just the last decade, but they were already planning and thinking about this as far back as 1989, if not earlier. And look, just scrolling through here, there's not a lot. Like that's it. That's the end of the document right there. Like I said, I personally have written college papers much longer than this, and this very short document became the genesis of one of the most important and influential human-computer or human communication technologies to ever be invented.
So you mentioned working on a science project, and on the side, by the way, creating the most influential network ever
What did
existed.
everybody else do with their life?
By the way, CD, was that included?
I didn't see that. Let me just open that up again. do a search.
RFC,
RFC, for those of you who don't know, stands for request for comment, and this was in the early development of the internet. You could submit what was called an RFC to your peers, fellow computer scientists and researchers, called request for comment, and they all had a number, and you were asking for feedback about your idea. So what did you say the number was there? RFC which?
2549.
No, it does not. No RFCs are referenced actually in this document. Next thing I want to show you, this was the very first website ever. This was created by Sir Tim Berners-Lee. And the World Wide Web, or W3, is a wide area,
Press F12.
information retrieval initiative aiming to give universal access to a large universe of documents. And this is it. This is the very first website ever made. All text-based, no images. You can see there was a title that was in bold and slightly larger text. Everything else is just in regular plain text with some links built in.
Yeah,
press
let's look.
Join to strike fighter を飛んでる。
That's what's the beauty of it, right?
Of course. That's it. This is it. There's no scrolling. This is the entire page source for the world's first website.
あ
I think
あ、
that
なんでしょうね。
Vogar says, wasn't the internet originally called the ARPANET? Yeah, we'll talk about that later. So the World Wide Web is not the internet. That's a very common.
なかなか無茶するな、225。
Because the web itself, the web itself was how the internet became used by most people. Before then, the internet itself was kind of only used by the U.S. military and universities and other sort of scientific researchers and military industrial complex type people. It didn't really become open and usable by the general public until the web, created by Sir Tim Berners-Lee at CERN, made it accessible and usable for most people. So for the general population, the web and the internet kind of became synonymous, but they're actually not the same thing. We'll talk a little bit about that more later. All right, one last thing to share with you, just to show you how important and influential the invention of the World Wide Web was. This is a document I found. This was created about 8 or 9 years ago. It was an article published by the British Council on their 80th anniversary. They called it 80 Moments That Shaped the World Over the Last 80 Years. Now, these are not all good moments. So, for better or for worse, these are what the British Council described as the most influential and important events of the last 80 years since 1934. So here, we asked a panel of 25 eminent scientists, technologists, academics, artists, writers, broadcasters, and world leaders to choose their most significant moments of the past 80 years. We then asked 10,000 people around the world to vote and rank the final list. So I'm not going to scroll through all of them, but we are going to go through a few of them here. So, you know, very broad range of people with different backgrounds, different expertise. Looked at the last 80 years of human activity and ranked just the 80 most important moments. You know, we start out with artistic ones, the work and influence of the German dancer and choreographer Pina Bausch, the artists Christo and Jean-Claude wrapping the German Parliament building, the Reichstag, in 1995, the continuing influence throughout the 20th century of the Norwegian playwright Henrik Ibsen, and so on. Then, as we'll get to like the top 20. Again,
おー、すごいのがぶつかってきた。
some of the top 20. Again, these are not all necessarily good things. You know, this is for better or for worse, the 20 most influential things of the last few years. The work and influence of the physicist Albert Einstein, 1879 to 1955. Again, very relevant to the work that's still being done now at CERN. The development of nuclear energy, also very relevant to CERN and also very relevant to Einstein's research. Again, some of the more negative ones, the invasion of Poland on 1st September 1939, marking the beginning of World War II. Obviously a grand tragedy on a human scale, but certainly a very influential event in the history of the country. Again, scrolling through, I'm not going to read all of these, but, you know, the Human Genome Project, the Holocaust, of course, obviously terrible humanitarian tragedy. Satellite technology, Here's a good one: the move towards greater equality for women in many parts of the world. Breakup of the Soviet Union in 1991, the end of the Cold War, huge geopolitical ramifications of that. Influence of Nelson Mandela
煙を
on
下に
South
なんか
African
まき散らしながら
international
走
politics, end of
飛んで
apartheid.
る
Of course, a very positive story there. Again, a more negative one, but the last 20 years or so, the terrorist attacks of 11 September in New York and Washington.
うんまた大きな
Number
お
three
お
is an interesting one: the widespread
左に見
availability
え
of
てくる
home
もっと奥
computers.
の方にでっかい
Number
アル
two,
プス
the
300
discovery of
あ
a
の
method of mass
ア
production
ル
of
プスがあるんで
penicillin.
しょうな
And according to our 25 experts and 10,000
こんな
people
赤い
who
線
voted
入
on
って
this,
たっけ
the single number one greatest, most important, and influential event of the last 80 years, the invention of the World Wide Web. The fastest growing communications medium of all time, the internet has changed the shape of modern life forever. We can connect with each other instantly all over the world, just like we're doing right now on this live stream.
And in the background, you actually see the implementation of RFC 2549.
Oh, is that the pigeon?
Yes,
Yeah.
the IP over aviation carriers.
Yeah. So this is not like my personal opinion. There were 25
で
experts
かい
in a variety of
の
different fields: scientific, technology, artistic, political, and so on. And then 10,000 people voted on this. And the result of this survey was that the invention of the World Wide Web is the number one greatest, most important, and influential event of the last 80 years. And the first proposal that led to the invention of the web took place
うんイル
just
ロン
coming
が
up
上が
on
って
its
るの
anniversary,
も多
March
分バグ
12th,
なんだろうな
1989, by Sir Tim Berners-Lee at CERN on the border just outside Geneva, on the border between Switzerland and France, which we'll be flying over on today's flight.
I see there's another touch and go.
お向こうの方に見えるあの高い
To
白い
talking
山が
about
アル
the
プス
web,
でしょ
I
う
think I
が
missed the last one.
Himachara Suruga? Or is it already the third one? Because I might have missed one too.
Oh no, there is an airport we passed, but it wasn't a scheduled touch and go. Yeah. Lima Sierra Zulu Bravo.
Rex, that's one for GPS. It's GPS as long as it's and us on the ground, the clocks in the GPS satellites have to be recalibrated frequently due to time dilation as time moves slower on the surface of Earth in orbit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Hey, Rebecca, nice to see you. Welcome. That was actually, on that list there, number 20 on the list was the work and scientific research of Albert Einstein, and that was actually one of Einstein's theories. I'm sure everyone's familiar with the theory of relativity. You've heard of that. You have heard of the theory of relativity. But you didn't know what that is. What Einstein proposed was that things moving in different frames of reference could behave at very high speeds, which has since been borne out by experiments.
でけえ
Time dilates. As Vograk says here, time dilation is time moves slower on the surface than in orbit. Yeah, so astronauts or satellites like the GPS satellites or the International Space Station that are moving at very high speed in orbit, time will actually very subtly slow down for people or objects in that frame of reference. This was initially proposed by
どこに
Einstein
も
in
行けへんタイプ
1903 as part of his theory of special relativity. And Einstein himself very famously said, "No amount of experiments can ever prove me right, but a single experiment can prove me wrong." But to this date, 120 some years later, every time there have been experiments that have looked into Einstein's
ぼんやりしとった
he's always, at least so far, he's always been at least, again, he can't be proven right, he can never be proven right, but he's always been, he's never been proven wrong, as he would say.
AB8B もあんまり速度域が違うので変
And
態
for
飛
those
行
of you
を
who may
組んだ
know,
ことがないん
you
だ
may
よ
have heard of the
ね
twin paradox.
チャンス
The twin paradox is when you have a pair of identical twins, one of them is an astronaut in a spaceship. And
ハリアー
that
ですよ
astronaut travels very
AB8B
close to the speed of light and then flies off to a distant solar system and then returns back to Earth. Their identical twin who stays on Earth will be much older than the astronaut who flew at the speed of light and then, or close to the speed of light, and then returned.
No, Pegasus engine.
Voger says the Kelly brothers, yeah. There were two American astronauts, identical twins, both with the last name Kelly, and one of them spent a extended stay on the International Space Station. And when he returned to Earth, they actually did some like aging studies on both him and his twin brother, and they did again not proving, but further supporting, confirming Einstein's hypothesis theory of special relativity. That he did indeed age at a slower
この人あ
rate
れじゃないかな
by being in orbit and moving at a high speed for so long.
あ、隊長発見
Mean come on as a guest to back up? Just fly along.
Speaking of Chewie, something's happening next week, right?
Yeah. So for those of you who are enjoying our fly-in today, of course we do this every Friday, and you're always welcome to join us and fly along with us. But over the next 2 weeks, we have some special streams that are taking place on non-Fridays, starting on Wednesday next week, March 15th. Jane, do you want to cue this up? Let our community know what's happening on Wednesday.
Wednesday. Series. Say we did one last year. Yeah, it was so much fun. Coming on
Miss my lip.
to host is going to be Corsini.
ミッチェル大佐
But we're gonna have 2 special guests for this Wednesday.
Gracious.
We're gonna have Greg Gibson from Reno.
やっぱりこのリバリー見ると上がりますな
Yeah, so only expect mediocre drone stuff.
Yep. Right. Don't sell yourself short, Peter.
I don't, Jake does.
You do and helping us know this stream.
あ、またガチ恋距離に入っちゃった
It's gonna be 2
ガチ
rounds.
恋
Jane.
じ
So
ゃい
yeah, Blue Games, whose YouTube channel I linked there in the
これが
chat.
隊長
So
か
go subscribe to his YouTube if you're not already. He's a fantastic Microsoft Flight Simulator content
隊
creator.
長にもちょ
Check
っと
him
ご
out.
挨拶しとく
Him and Greg Gibson, like Jane said, is going to be joining us on Wednesday for the first round, and that'll narrow the field down. That's
隊
the
長からはイ
qualifying
ーグルに見え
heats.
てんのかどうか
And
わ
then
かんない
the
けど
following
ね
Wednesday, March 22nd, is going to be the grand finals, where the top racers who qualified on the 15th will come back and join us for the grand finals, where they compete for fame, glory, bragging rights,
隊長今日は
and
軍用機
fabulous
に守られて
prizes
ますな
provided by Tobii Eye Tracker, among some other prizes that we're going to be giving away.
おおすげえ迫力
As co-hosting on the 22nd, Shane.
Full circle Chewie.
So Chewie is going to be joining us.
うお
as
す
well
げえ
as Greg
低
Gibson
迫力
from
だ
Reno Air Racing. Just put a link in the chat there. There's Chewie's Twitch channel. Again, another absolutely fabulous Microsoft Flight Sim content creator, streamer. Go give him a follow over on Twitch. Go click that link and follow his channel. Check him out. It's always a treat when we have both Blue Games and Chewie. We're super excited to have both of them joining us for the Reno event. Now, Jane, those aren't the only special streams we have coming up in the next 2 weeks. We have another one, I think, on March 21st. Is that right?
You're very good at this. Yeah, we have our next developer stream on March 1st. I play the moderator, asking Yorks and members some questions. Have some guests on. Great subjects.
なんかちょっとあれを見に行こうランドマークを
Just open up the forums to ask questions about some update 12. If you're curious, go check that out and ask a question. Really looking forward to this one.
Flying photo. I'm actually using the Tobii Eye Tracker now. There is a keybind that you can recenter it. but I don't know if there's a keybind that can.
読めたけど読めん
There is? That can turn the tracking on or off?
If you switch my screen, I currently have tracking on, and when I press my hotkey, now it's off, and I can move my head and nothing happens. Now
ス
press
タ
it
デ
again.
ィオン
Now,
スタディオンやでスタディアムや
so
ろ
there's
な
a.
ホールクリーなんだこれ
Look it up right now, but then I have to pause.
英語ですらない
I
英語
think
です
that
ら
there's
わ
something-
からないの
I
に
think
そ
it's
ん
just
な
head tracking on off.
宇宙言語で
It's
書かれ
pretty,
て
pretty
も
obvious.
まあどんなもんかは見えるでしょう
I'm actually not sure if I have that keybind bound. I know I have the recenter head tracking. I found that one.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, so pause as well.
と
because,
なんじゃろうねこれは
Actually, often in drone mode, you
なんじゃろう
head tracking.
自動車してる夜の
So I'm currently left downwind for our next touch and
ヨーロ
go.
ッパやから夜の
Lima Sierra
7時とか
Bravo.
あ
Anyone
ー
is
北から
landing there. Changes.
東だからもうちょっと早いのか7時とか6時とかそんなんかよ仕事終わって帰るとこ
That's
ろ
actually
ね
some
そ
pretty
ろそ
free
ろ
formation flying. But I am actually going to turn left on the base now.
He's really the best pilot ever.
Is that Mahama?
Probably.
So it's so close that my nameplate is.
これはなんじゃい
Oh, look at this.
Okay, new spawn says the command you're looking for in your keyboard settings or your control
教
options
会
keybind
に
is
行くの
toggle
教
head
会
tracking.
なんつって
So you can bind that to a hotkey.
うん立派な建物じゃのこもなん
Okay,
か
turning final now.
まあさすがにランドマークたる遊園の建物っぽいね
So yeah,
じゃあ
anyways,
下に出てる煙
very
はなんじゃ
exciting
ろう
next
ね
2 weeks of streams in addition to our Community Fly-In Fridays. By the way, I haven't even told you what's happening next Friday yet. Community Fly-In Friday. That's we got a very special one coming up there too. But in addition to our regular Community Fly-In Fridays, we also have 2 Wednesdays worth of Reno area. And then on Tuesday the 21st, we have our next developer Q&A session, developer live stream, where Jane is going to be moderating with our usual panel and some special guests.
この
And
海も
it'll
こ
be a
の
surprise who they are, so you'll
あ
have
れ
to
を
tune
護衛
in.
してんのかな
Jane, do you want to talk about what's happening on next week's Fly-In Friday? Next week being March 17th. Anyone in chat know the significance of March 17th? Anything special about that date?
Well, I do, but it's cheating.
It's all over.
プレーンのリバリああこんなところに
500 is playing,
あれがあるじゃ
automatic
ない
chain, by the way, CD, but,
急いでギアダウン
For now, yeah. We will have to climb later, but I think for now, 5,100 is sufficient.
Yes, so we are bringing on our favorite.
タッチングポイントがあるとは思わんかったタッチン
Is that what
グ
it is? I always thought it was beer, but it's blood. That
ご
makes
め
sense.
んスピードが速いからズンズン抜いちゃった
Reach that landing.
うい
Me too, but Jane missed it again.
Oh, Jane was on Peter's screen. No, no, it doesn't count. It doesn't count if no one sees
ギ
it.
アアップで
And when
She's
I
good
landed,
at it.
yeah, she does.
Yeah.
She is. When I landed, she was at your screen, so it all makes sense.
Yeah, those are the rules.
Let's go on the-
If you freeze a landing but no one's there to see it, it does not count.
That's actually Murphy's Law, which is a hint.
Well, chat's basically guessed it. Fletcher with the Shamrocks. Lumpy says Green Day. Malmore said St. Patrick's. It is. Friday, March 17th.
もうそんな
is
時
St.
間かい
Patrick's Day, so we are having
わかり
our
ました
number one favorite, or
So
sticky.
vampires.
うか
Well, vampires don't inject
気象
you
は
with
大丈
venom,
夫か
they
しら
suck your blood.
プリセットのやつかしら
Jane, you're
Well.
a long time D&D player. You should be familiar with
You're a long time. You're a
In fact, Jane, aren't you just right now involved in a long, ongoing D&D campaign where a vampire
you think
is the
I don't
big
know how
bad?
vampires work? How does a vampire?
Eagle 4903 acknowledge last transmission.
Venomous vampires are a thing, says Mooseball.
Didn't you turn yourself into a vampire? No, that would not be a good strategy for him.
Ooh, Oh, look at this. I've got Hex the Legend famously flying his favorite Dark Star.
Eagle 493, did you hear my last transmission?
I wonder what he flew before it became part of the game.
Well, Hex, good luck landing the Dark Star at Courchevel. I can't wait to see that.
Should be possible.
Right? Well, only one time.
Yeah.
Eagle 493, ATC services terminated. Good
Vograx,
day.
that's like, oh, speaking of Vograx, I've got Vograx in sight to my 10 o'clock low, flying a Spitfire. Vograx, that's,
Yeah. Don't fly in time.
I mean,
Vograx, that's kind of like asking Tolkien why the hobbits didn't just ride the eagles to Mount
shut
Doom.
up.
Shut up. Yeah. Look at this. We've got Bahama Blend and the Antonov and Alizu flying an FAP, escorting it, and Alien Blender. We have another Dark Star pilot here. Look at that.
We should do a Dark Star fly someday, shouldn't we? Just go from America to Europe.
2
or
hours.
something.
Yeah, you can
Well,
go from
yeah, we could-
Los
we could-
Angeles to Europe.
あれこの前と違う人だな、ダークスター。いつもの人じゃな
California
い
to Florida in like 45 minutes in the Dark Star.
Yeah,
So I did
yeah,
that
sure.
challenge. So could in 2 hours could we fly from like Edwards Air Force Base to London Heathrow in the Dark Star?
Sure.
You could just
One way, why not, right?
あのダークスターがいつもの人か。ここは隊長のいるところだな。
No, so next week's flight plan is being created by Tony himself. We're looking
Yeah.
for his local expertise on flying in Ireland. I was talking to him yesterday, and he may have an interesting airplane choice or aircraft type for next week's stream. So TBD. I don't want to make any promises. I'm not going to commit to anything because he's still debating what he wants to do for next week's fly-in. But he ran an idea by me, and I thought, hey, that sounds pretty interesting.
Is this a touch and go?
Next touch and go, I think, is Geneva.
The airport that is close to the big lake.
On the southwestern shore.
Yeah.
Of Geneva. Are you there already, Peter?
Might be.
Yeah. That's fine. We purposely told Peter and Tom to fly fast planes and go ahead of the group so they can land and get the drone cams out and showcase everyone's landings at Courchevel today.
Yeah, so this was Geneva. Yes.
Getting terrain warning, but
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm not gonna go higher. It'll be fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Your wings are a bit shorter now, but it's fine.
No, I didn't hit anything. Might have scared some cows.
Yeah, that's it.
Or the pizza on board your plane.
Yeah.
Well, if you see what we do in the shadows, so Greg will know that they draw pictures of each other and show them.
By the way, folks, I just want to acknowledge as we're looking at Sim Tom's point of view here. Look at this beautiful scenery here in Switzerland. What a gorgeous flight this has been.
スレスレじゃ。もうスレスレだ。
The Dave, me flying
Sige.
every time, trying to catch up because I was late. Well, Dave, you know, there is a pretty obvious solution to that problem.
Multiple.
Yeah,
Two,
it's
actually,
true.
yeah.
Multiple, yeah. You could one, you could show up at the start time, or two, you can fly a faster aircraft, or three, you can spawn at a airport where we do a touch and go.
Or four. You sleep.
Well,
Lots of
speak of
answers
that.
to that question.
Sim race. Yeah. I mean, what's
I'm so tickled by the number of Antonovs and Dark Stars, other crazy planes we have that are going to be attempting to land at Courchevel today.
Ooh, another LTD just dropped.
Nice. 消えた。ラグだ。あ、いた。微妙なラグだ。
Also, this week I saw for the very first time, well, not the movie, but for the very first time in theaters, Titanic. Because when it originally released, it was 1997, but then it was 1 year old. And so, the 25th anniversary they did this year, and I was like, well, now it's time to go.
I actually...
Still impressive, even after all those years. I mean, granted, it was a 4K remaster they did, and it was 3D. Okay. Yeah. No spoilers. Oh, sorry.
That fuel thing, right? That's pretty important, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So I've only seen, this is a true story, I've only seen Titanic all the way from beginning to end, just one time. And that was when it was in theaters in 1997. I saw it in the cinema. Of course, I've seen like bits of it, clips of it. You know, sometimes you're flipping through channels on the television and, you know, Titanic will be on and I'll stay on it and watch little bits of it. But I've never actually sat through the entire 3 hours except the one time that I saw it. So question for chat. What is the best part? The one single shot, it lasts about 5 seconds. What's the best part of all of Titanic?
Well, like Lupo said.
Yeah.
Well, yes, Lumpy.
Beller.
That's the best part, where that one guy falls and starts spinning, and then he hits the propeller of the ship. And there's like this flag sound of it.
Read the behind the scenes of that not too long ago, and it was one of the team members at the visual effects studio. It was his face, but you can't see it, but they knew it was him. So they had a bit of fun with it.
My favorite part was that we're just playing as a ship.
Yeah.
Which is a true story. That actually happened in
It
real
is.
life.
I am making a gliding in this unknown airport because my engine died because I ran out of fuel. 1 mile.
Nice, you can feel over here. It's a point of interest.
I don't think I'm gonna make it.
It's
The thing I'm
landing
most
gear down.
surprised by is that they almost made a whole one-to-one recreation of the ship. It's incredible.
空中空母に着陸したい。落ちる落ちる落ちる。
No, it was in Baja, California, I think, just over the border in Mexico that they built a whole set.
着陸するで。
I'm not gonna make this.
Well, I'm tempted to get the Lego set,
Yeah, there is a
着陸
but it
した
is
い。
huge.
I know.
着陸。
9,000 pieces.
Oh no.
Come on, Peter. Oh,
いや
oh, okay.
Oh.
That was a clever beat.
Yeah. Yeah, I ran out of fuel. Yeah.
Well,
Vograx says, fun fact, Morse code SOS is not Save Our Souls. Yeah, that's true. SOS initially didn't stand for anything. Like the whole Save Our Souls, that's a backronym. That was just a way for people to remember it. The reason SOS was chosen as the international emergency signal for an emergency situation, like a mayday, is just because it's really easy to identify in Morse code. ... dash 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 ... And that's literally the only reason why SOS is recognized as an international emergency signal.
もう来た来た、
It's
なんか
so
来た、
easy
びっく
to
りした。
memorize in Morse code.
It's literally the only thing I know.
Wow.
I didn't get the engine started. Oh, wow.
like someone else said earlier in the chat, there's indeed a free demo out. There's a group that is planning to recreate the whole Titanic 100%. and they released a demo which has 50% of it. You can download it now. Tried it actually with Peter over the weekend or a couple of days ago, and it's very how much detail they can get into.
Yeah, I think I saw that. They're kind of like a cruise ship company where you can do like a recreation minus the iceberg and sinking, of course, but a recreation of the Titanic's maiden voyage. It's a one-to-one exact scale replica of the real Titanic, and it's like they call it the Titanic experience or something. And the idea is that you spend a week on board the ship, and you have experiences of different passengers. So like you might spend a few days as a first class passenger, then you might spend a few other days in steerage. That experience. So kind of interesting.
Okay, I'm up again.
How's that? Project 401. I have linked it if you want to be interested.
Where's the 401 come from? You know?
I have no idea why they chose that. Peter, you any idea why they came up with the...
I think they described it because it was 40.1% or something. Something like that.
I mean, it's 40 gigabytes.
Probably.
That's 50% of the ship. But... Well, on next week's stream... I mean, it is kinda...
It's nice.
Wasn't it?
ガチ恋距離じゃ隊長機だと思うけど
Really, was it Glasgow? I'm not sure actually. Okay, so I almost made
Oh, yeah.
that.
It was built on Queen's Island, Belfast, Ireland.
Yeah.
Oh. So, next week. I don't want to show.
タッチングかな
Vograx is pointing out that the POI
降
below
り
us,
てってるような気が
this
す
is
る
the one I play now. This is the Lausanne Cathedral.
おおなんかすごいのが来た
I'm just starting my descent now as well. I guess we will be doing a touch and go here in Geneva.
タッチン
relatively
ゴーって
soon.
言ったなやっぱりタッチンゴーがあるんだな何も雲で見
Oh,
えない
there's the
けど
cathedral right there. Leaving it behind in my 60 clock.
大じゃなかった大長期あそこら大長期についていくかどこまでついていけるかわからんけど
Currently 25 nautical miles away from Geneva for our final touch and go before we'll pass over
ファイナルタッチ
CERN,
ゴ
and then from CERN we'll go to Courchevel for our full stop, epic full stop landing.
ー最終進入速度はどうしてもこっちの方が速いからななんかエラを昨日いたぞ
Seems like Maverick is escorting.
Better safe than sorry.
Alright.
I'm also arriving again. I've refueled at the nearest airport, which was only like
見える見えない
less than 100 meters away.
Someone asked if I have pineapple
これ
cheese
隊
pizza
長
in
が
my
どっか
car.
に失っちゃったと思ったらおった
It's a prohibited item on this flight.
Rasko asks, isn't CERN a river, S-E-R-N? So we're actually flying to CERN, C-E-R-N, which in English, it translates to the European Center for Nuclear Research. I think in French, the acronym is Centre Européen de Recherche
Research
Nucléaire.
nuclear, because they switch everything.
Yeah. That's where that name comes from, C-E-R-N.
Really bit on your screen, so you'll be ready.
Okay.
What? And I also disappeared. Well, my camera. I thought I plugged it in, but then I looked and the charger was not plugged in.
I'll be in Courchevel, or at Courchevel in 4 minutes, so that should check out.
I hope Jane's back by then, so we can get your landing at Courchevel. If not, you'll have to just circle and do 360s until Jane gets back.
Roger.
Yeah, for it.
げえな。
Oh, that is the.
F16、F15、F18。
Yeah, just
Well,
after the touch and go
New York
initiative.
United.
It's not a handcrafted POI in the sim, but it's just a waypoint where we're going to fly over the CERN Research Center, which is actually right on the border between Switzerland and France. And the Large Hadron Collider is buried underground. It's a circle 27 kilometers in circumference, and part of it is underground Swiss soil, and part of it is underground French soil. So the Large Hadron Collider actually spans the border.
Isn't it also so like if it would ever explode, it would create a major
Black hole. Yeah.
black hole,
It's fine.
right? Maybe.
And everything, all our problems are solved.
Yeah. All right, setting course to Corsica.
エアポートはまだ見えません。
1 minute.
あれ、このあれか、シェノバ。まだ14マイル。
Tom, we have a question for you, chat. Who made my pizza cargo livery?
You're looking at the person who made it. I did. I can
Nice.
link to it.
Already.
Welcome back, Jane. I think Peter was saying he's getting pretty close to landing at Courchevel. I'm currently
Watch
12.
community landings there.
Yeah, I know. Same. I'm currently 12 miles out from Geneva. How close are you to Courchevel?
5.5.
Okay, yeah. Jane, you probably want to stay on Peter's screen then. Since he's going closer
Yes, do
and
it.
in a faster
Do
pace
it.
than I am.
Do it.
Let's do landing. Chat. Where's everyone tuning in from? Type it in chat and I will read them. I just want to slip in. Everybody. Need a second.
Wait a second.
Italy,
Oh,
Cambridge, Canada, Norway, Finland, Washington State, Costa Rica, Grenada, DK, France, Germany, Michigan, Canada, France, Norway, Sweden, Scotland, Romania,
I see Ghent.
Washington. Oh, Germany, Zurich, West, Bavaria, Germany, Oklahoma, Estonia, Liverpool, Germany, Michigan, Chattanooga, India, Belgium, Kentucky, Germany, Visa, Pittsburgh, Manchester, somewhere exotic, South Carolina, Central Scotland, Northern Ireland, Sweden, Malaysia, Switzerland, Germany, Scotland, Netherlands, Malaga, Spain, Longmont, Colorado,
Good luck, Peter.
Germany,
We're all counting on you.
Sweden, Zurich, Toronto,
We're all counting on you.
Hague, Netherlands, Denmark, Maine, San Jose, Mars, Germany, Switzerland, Disney World, Norway.
Oh, Peter.
What? It's fine.
It's now.
It's absolutely fine. Yeah.
Break, 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 break.
There, safe.
No.
Okay, well, the bar has been set.
That's the bar.
That's the
There we
bar.
go. All safe and
Landed on the
sound.
runway first.
Right? I'm still on the tarmac. Look at it. It's glorious.
Yeah.
Yeah, dry hand. I believe it's
Thank you,
LJ,
though.
Lima Foxtrot, Lima Juliet. Someone in the chat can confirm that. Courchevel is LJ.
Let me get the PMI.
It's Mars, Portugal.
It is, yes.
I didn't read it.
It's Lima Foxtrot, Lima Juliet.
Hexalegend, that's Geneva. That's our last touch and go. Lima Sierra Golf. Sorry, Lima Sierra Golf is Geneva. We'll do a touch and go there, and then we fly on for a full stop landing at as well.
I'll shut down and I'll leave it here.
Everyone, don't forget to drink water and keep hydrated on your flight. You don't want to get dehydrated up there. I remember even during one of my flight lessons, we were up in the air and my flight instructor looked at me and he was like, "Hey, take a sip of water." You look red. I was like, "Oh, okay."
あいつはタッチングをしないのかな。
So this is my glorious result.
I am coming in super high, and once again, I've got at least 2 Antonov 225s ahead of me on final.
Okay. I'd say if you have a good CFI, you can easily read your facial expressions, at least mine could, and know, like, if I, for some reason,
あ、ぶつかっちゃった。あれれれれれれれれれ。
you could tell if I was starting to get a little more
よいしょ。
So this is not a great one.
なんかいっぱい降りてくる。
You'll be fine.
I'll be
think we'll hear that
fine,
again,
but I
in
don't
this
have a great
stream.
feeling about
Yeah.
this landing.
This won't be the last time we'll hear that. No.
Remember, in this case, there's no go around.
Yep. I was committed already.
So this
And
is
I was-
actually true.
死なないモードでよかったぜ。
Okay, actually, that was a pretty sweet landing. I'll take that.
That.
All right, and rotate positive rates, flaps to take off.
Here's the first one from
Rain.
はい、ウルパは。
a little bump, but that's perfectly fine.
See if they can stop.
ギアダウン。
Let's see if they come up the hill. Because actually,
あ、ギアアップ。
what
ギアアッ
happens many times is that people brake too much and they'll end up on this hill. They don't have the power to actually overcome that hill, and then they have to. Then you will really trouble real big because you can't turn around and take off. So free tip.
こうしようがなくなっちゃったからどこ飛んでるのかわかんねえ。
Obviously harder.
はわー、何かについてきた。あ、大量についてきた。
Who is the same?
All right.
Thank you.
I am very quickly coming up to the CERN Research Center. I'll point that out. It's this complex to my 12 o'clock low right here. You see that big circular piece of grass? That's I think like a park or green space for the scientists and researchers to recharge and walk around and touch grass. But all these buildings and complexes here. This is the CERN campus. And so this is where cutting-edge particle physics research is taking place right now.
The weather's
And the Large Hadron Collider is buried underground right here. Has a circumference of 27 kilometers. And the reason for today's flight, this was on March 12th, 1989, where British computer scientist Sir Tim Berners-Lee initially wrote the proposal and published it and shared it with his colleagues for the technology that became the World Wide Web, one of the most important and influential methods of human communication. Boise says, what happens underground there does not concern you.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Factual.
Yeah, Peter, can we get a sound effect for that?
No, I haven't set up the.
Okay.
Computer is now set up in mode to capture landings into Portugal.
Okay.
So
especially those of you in the Antonov. Extra special good luck to you. And I admire your enthusiasm and willingness to take the challenge. I don't have a lot of faith and confidence in your landing abilities, but I hope some of you can prove me wrong.
But you sure have spirit.
I can try something.
あんまり見なかったな、あれ。
Oh,
Let's reread the joke.
oh yeah. Oh.
What happens under the ground there does not take us.
うお、燃料満タンになっちゃった。
Oh, we have a lander here. We see 152. This oh, touchdown. Uh-oh. It's a 152. It's fine. It's fine. There we are. And oh, it'll come. We'll make it. We'll make it. We'll make it.
I've got a special guest flying off my wingtip.
おお、すげえ岩だな、あれ。
We've got a ham man flying the Wombi witch on the broom add-on.
Are you already
See
here?
that?
I'm very
I know I'm live on the official stream.
I'm navigating these valleys. So
Oh, wow.
I have charts all over me.
Yes.
Shut up.
What?
Verks, the code is Lima Foxtrot, Lima Juliet, LFLJ, Courchevel. That's where we're all making our final full stop landing.
Do you know when as you're dropping? Assuming you mean, do you know when
Just
S12 is dropping? It's
Oh,
planned
yeah,
for the
just
21st.
Now,
When?
as always, those are just target dates. That's not firm, committed in stone date, but that is our current target. It's March 21st. We released a new beta build yesterday. For those of you who are in the public beta, watching your feedback and comments very closely.
As you told me.
Same.
ぼんやりしとった抜いちゃった。
There are a few more people coming in.
Go. Wait, Maureen, there's
おお、もう完全に制御がオーバーシュートしてる。
And that's great. Who's next? F-18. It's a bit low. I'm gonna say a bit wait. He's burning a little bit. Oh, no, he's back. He's back. We'd have to, yeah, we'd have to burn her. He's fine.
So at the real Courchevel airport, there is no published go-around procedure. You must land successfully first try every try, because as you can see, the mountain terrain all nearby this airport.
Nope.
Well, I mean that sounds like a challenge.
Break.
Well, Jack.
350. This thing should be fine. Oh, go too much. It's a bit firm. Here. Oh, he's doing a nose landing. Yeah, that's actually brilliant. Tom, I kind of need you here, Tom.
Yeah.
It'll puff right out. I mean, he's
AI2W says I'm not correct. I'm just going by based on what I'm reading online here. This says Courchevel, there is no go-around procedure for landings at Courchevel due to the surrounding mountainous terrain. The airfield primarily sees use by smaller fixed-wing aircraft such as the Cessna 208 Caravan as well as helicopters. The runway has no ILS procedure or lighting aids, making landing in fog or low clouds unsafe and almost impossible.
29 coming in and dust.
Oh. Sorry,
Psycho.
X キャットってヘルキャットか。ちょっと見とくか。我が宿敵。
Promising.
まあ、宿敵って言ってもゼロ戦時全然勝てないけどな、ヘルキャット。全然ってことはないけど。
Well, that looks
Break.
逃げられちゃうからな。
Don't break too hard. Savage gravel, but that's cheating.
Wilmar number 1 so far.
Yeah. I think we need to grade this on a sliding scale though, based on degree of difficulty.
Yeah, what plane you're in.
Oh yeah, that is
Yeah.
true. F18.
True, then I'm just circles.
All right, chat. Here's the question: what do you think we should grade as the higher degree of difficulty? Landing at
Good,
Courchevel?
good.
The
Really
Antonov
nice to look
or
at
the
that.
Dark Star? Now, keep in mind the Dark Star does not have great forward visibility.
That's really was good. Should be fine.
Well done.
平和な空はいいのやっぱり血みどろの殺し合いとかをするのはやっぱあれじゃよ美しいの
Well, Hex, who is our
ゼロ本
resident
がゼロ
Dark
戦
Star
が欲
expert,
しいの
Hex says the Antonov is harder.
I reckon because it's much heavier and much more sluggish. I don't think the Ducks actually wants it more. Another F18 coming in here, cutting short of Relic,
My turn first.
but misses. Relic and Savage, yeah, again a Savage. That was slowly -3, so.
The
Yeah,
LSO
that's-
waved off that landing.
Yeah.
うわごめん
Yeah, yeah, that didn't count.
ぶつかるところだった
Next.
いやー何デハビラントヴァンパイア持ってね
Piper Warrior in not the Piper Warrior.
Truly love it.
おおなんとなく
There's some guy there called Simdom 2. That would probably not be much. Simdom 2, yeah. Let's switch our view. Yeah, so you don't see anything.
All right.
There's a TBM coming in. That should be fine.
Yeah, you can switch because I have an Antonov just in front of me.
Oh, it wasn't fine. F22. That's fine. That's not fine. AN225. Goodbye.
You know, the touchdown was nice, but then whoa!
Can you
This,
stop?
did he stop?
No, he didn't. No, no, he's going off the mountain.
Close though.
But
No, you're sometimes.
as well as it could be. Where's Simtom? Oh, he's over here.
These planes at the end.
I mean, the touchdown itself wasn't
just
too bad.
snuggled underneath the Antonov. That's so cute.
There's another AN225. Oh, look at that snuggle. That's it.
It's like
Wait,
Tom's playing as like the baby bird,
Yeah,
wants to
like-
get between the wing of the mama bird.
Daddy comes behind you now.
And my landing rate was 747 feet per minute.
Oh. This is also nice. Oh well, that AN225. Oh, that's
I kind of think I kind of think the technique, if anyone is to be successful, I don't even know if this is even physically possible, but I think the technique is you want to be like 2 knots above stall speed
Yep.
in a very high nose-up attitude, and touch down at the exact threshold of the runway,
Yeah, that's
and
what I
then
did. but-
immediately apply thrust reverser and hard brake.
Oh,
But
so
even then, I don't know if it's possible to stop in time, even if you pull it off perfectly.
I could have pulled the air brake, but I didn't.
これがアルプスですよ。
And that one is too low. Yeah, done.
アルプスの少女ハイジですよ。どっかにいるんやろな。
Yeah, too high. Yeah, it's fine.
I'm personally 8 minutes out.
Go around here. Go around offer.
I shall be delivering the
Low.
pizza.
There's just
X the
cheese
legend.
that
There he
cheese
is.
slid off.
There he
Just
is.
all over.
Oh,
Look
here's
at
next to
him.
the Dark Star.
Oh.
Oh my goodness, that's fast.
Did he pull it off?
Wow.
I think he did.
Wow.
Wow! Round of applause for Hex.
I
who
call
successfully
.config
landed
edit.
and stopped in time
Yeah.
in the Dark Star.
Oh, he just missed it.
Poor Tango.
So you do downstairs, I do upstairs or something? Vision yet? Oh, way too low, way too off. Oh yeah, into the bank. Yeah.
ふん
Yeah, 60
第5世代戦闘機までおるがな。
Hex the Legend was a legend for that landing.
Yep, he was. Now he still has to come up that hill, but I think with the scram, yes, it wouldn't be a problem. Oh,
Future
that's-
Castle, or sorry, Future Cast WW. Go ahead, Jane, sorry.
Oh, same thing you were.
Future Cast, who, if you recall at the start of the stream, mentioned that they were a little bit nervous about flying along with us, and we wanted to reassure them this is a very relaxed, chill, friendly, no judgment flight, open to
Yep.
everyone.
No judgment.
Future
What kind of judgment?
Thanks, guys.
Ridiculous
for this.
landing.
I absolutely love it. Finally, after 5 weeks of watching, I got to do it.
Yay.
Now to finish paperwork for USAF reenlistment.
Fuck.
Ivan, the airport name is Courchevel Lima Foxtrot Lima Juliet. If you want to spawn in and make a landing attempt.
It seems that I didn't have all my planes installed yet. Set up.
Dry hand, the VODs are saved on Twitch for, I believe, 60 days. Yep. Some of our videos we do archive and upload them to YouTube, so they're saved permanently. For example, our developer live stream, next week coming up on March 21st, that'll be put on YouTube. Jane, the Reno series, you gonna put that on YouTube or no?
No, but it might just.
Nice.
I got some autopilot chicken coming up at 7,000. I think I'm okay, but take a look at this. That crest is not that far below me. In real life, I would definitely climb her.
Nah, you'll be fine.
Blue Yonder, yes, this is sad about Reno. For those of you who haven't heard, the National Championship Air Races, Reno Air Racing Association, put out a press release yesterday, so this is hot off the press, that this year, 2023, will be the last time ever that the air races are run at Reno Stead Airport. They are committed, though. They did say in their release that this is not the end of the air races. They're looking for a new home, and they have several options they're investigating already. Just it will no longer be at Reno Stead Airport.
Which is maybe not even the worst thing to happen, right?
Well, I mean, it's such a tradition, though, that it's almost 60 years
It is. Yeah, but I mean,
1964 was the first time the air races were held in Reno, and it's only been canceled twice ever in the 60 years since then. Once in 2001 September when the FAA grounded all air traffic in the United States following the September 11th incident, and then the other time was in 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic. Every other year since 1964, the air races have been run at Reno. So it is kind of sad at the end of an era.
it is. Yeah. Edwin, you're cheating.
Wow. Called out like that.
Oh, Halo. Easy land.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even a helicopter. Just fly by wire.
There's so many people here. Yeah, we love it. This is an open event. We encourage everyone from our community to take part and participate. So certainly we welcome everyone to join us.
This will be
この辺は
So
もう
Blue
フラ
Yonder, by
ン
the
ス
way,
で
for
す
those of
か
you who don't
ね
know, when Blue Yonder says we think,
フレン
he's
チ
actually
か
involved in
ね
Blue Yonder is a member of the ground crew for the Team Outlaw racing team. So Blue Yonder is very closely involved in the Reno air races. He says, we think it's going to be a positive thing. The
Exactly,
races were
yeah.
dying, so when we find a new home, this should be a
Exactly.
good boost in interest.
And you have new chances of publicity. You have new chances of making an interesting circuit. It's all new chances. So that's what I meant. It might not be the worst thing to have.
You know, as Lisa Simpson once said to Homer Simpson, apocryphal. He says, "Dad, do you know that in Chinese they have the same word for crisis as they do opportunity?" And Homer says, "Yes, crisatunity." Yeah, that's not actually true, by the way. That's apocryphal. The Chinese language does not have the same word for crisis and opportunity, but it does make for a good way to put a positive spin on things and try to be optimistic even when things are not going well.
I'm always optimistic.
Are you though?
All right, I am 6 miles out, and I've got the field in sight. I'm going to disable my autopilot and hand fly in from here on.
I hope I still see you because there are
I
so
know
many
there's so many
people
planes
here.
here now. If anyone is just sitting there and is okay logging off, that'd be kind of great.
Yeah, I'm swallowed by a 225. I
I,
see
got,
3
Maybe
225s.
switch servers.
Well, I'm too.
Go to like
West Europe.
West Europe.
Yeah.
If you're done, go to West Europe
It's like-
server.
I've got Cat
We
Bat
want to be
9
friends,
flying
but
in a,
now
Not
in a Bonanza just ahead of me.
What are you doing?
just one night.
ね抜いちゃう抜いちゃう
Oh wow. I go away for 2 minutes and everybody's on.
えどこ行った
Well, I had a really large formation flying along with me, and I'm sort of about to arrive now, so you can expect a lot of people to show up all of a sudden.
I'm just drinking a juice here.
あれか
I parked my aircraft a bit closer to my.
Never not really at the table.
I just hit some mountain turbulence. Not great.
Oh, it seems like my stream is not refreshed.
Oh. See what factors to drink.
Did you refresh?
Okay.
Okay. Retry it, says
Alright. Runway in sight, making a lazy right-hand turn on the final.
あれか
round.
な降りるとこ
I can actually turn off player nameplates. My apologies for those of you who are flying ahead of me, but I'm going to need full visibility to do this landing. So I have to turn your nameplates off temporarily. Sorry for that.
And if you're landing, go to West Europe server. Let's see.
うーん
Yeah. Well.
Everyone's like, no.
違った
It's fine.
燃料どう
Hey, let's see.
All right, I'm on long final now.
I see Lupo. I see Edwin.
テンパーも
Should be getting my stream again.
燃料減らし
I see so many
OBS was just
flashing
unresponsive.
nav lights and strobe lights on the planes ahead of me. There's so many people landing here right now. I love it.
自信がねえな。
Ooh, I'm coming in pretty high. This is not looking great. Recover.
さて
Might want to switch to CEN.
I don't see it.
Oh, there's an Antonov in front of me to my 12.
But he's way too low. He'll be fine. He'll crash in the woods.
Yeah, oh, he stalled, it looks like.
Yeah, it's fine.
どれあれか。
Oh no!
よかった。
Oh well.
降りちゃう。
Don't go too low, CD or low.
It's fine.
Okay.
速度ベクトルぴったり。
No, you're right. You're right, you're right.
落ちる落ち
I was too
る。
low.
速度ベクトル嘘ばっかや
The
な。
way the runway is sloped, it's
fine.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
あ無理無理無理。
As you go. Hey, wait, what is that embankment right in front
し
of
か
your
も
nose?
車
Okay,
輪
there,
下ろしとら
crossing
へんやん
the
か。
threshold, cutting throttle.
Uh-oh.
There's touchdown.
ちょっと待って。もう一回じゃ。
Oh, that Cirrus though ended up on its.
Don't brake too hard. Don't brake too hard.
So I'm gonna get up the hill. This is fine. I'm running up that hill.
もう一回行くど。車輪が落とし
I have
忘
arrived
れ
in
るわ。
Portugal.
もう一回チャレンジ。
And there on your left, you can grab a slice of pizza.
Wait, let me show you the
結構みんな降りとるやないの。もう一回チャレンジ。
Reminder, if
See a
you
lot of-
landed, you can go to West Europe server.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
ランディングギアダウン。
Yeah, I've got a
Have
lot of
someone-
people parked. I don't see a lot of people on final. Oh, here we go. Mithras looks like did not quite make it.
ルクラよりはでも優しそうだけどな、見た
Stay more,
感
you.
じ。
The one on the right, near the edge there.
I'll join you for a beer.
Okay.
Dave, we choose Southeast Asia server because it's usually the server that has the least amount of traffic.
飛行機がいっぱいで何が何だかわからん。
Usually allows us to see the greatest number of people at a time.
も
Yeah, as long
う
haul
ソフト
skies.
ベクトルは派遣ならんから自分の見た感じを行くしかねえな。ちょ
Oh,
っ
there's
と
Handman
早
and
え
the
な
Witch。sliding backwards down the hill.
Oh,
I love that.
classic.
So I don't know if it's. I'm not seeing anyone turning
着
final or
陸
making
成
landing attempts.
Well, they do, but you
功
can't see them because they're waiting in the players.
Yes. Folks, if you could, it would really be a huge help for us. If you have already landed, just please switch servers. So all those people up there who are parked at the top of Courchevel Airport, just please switch to a different server so you can watch those who haven't landed yet to make their attempts. Flyer, in the Vision Jets. Sliding down the hill into the trees. Oh, and an airliner. That Panthers looks a little bit low, maybe bouncing. Oh, and there's Mahama and an Antonov. There's a tumbling Panther, but there's Mahama Blend. Has done it. I didn't catch the touchdown, but there's a successful landing, full stop by Mahama, the Antonov 65. Well done.
Well
Big
done.
round of applause.
We have a helicopter here too.
Helicopters are right definitely.
You know, as we often say, airplanes fly gracefully, helicopters beat the air. If you want to change your server, just go to the menu. If you're on PC, hit escape. If you're on Xbox, I think hit the free line hamburger menu, and then click your username in the top right corner, and then you drop down the change server. You don't need to activate.
しかしいいとこじゃのう。
Here's Rightful Mage in the VL3. A bit of a bounce, but looks like they are successfully down.
フットハンザー。
You know what, a bounce is okay. When on a challenging airport like this, you don't need to feel bad. long as you get the plane down someplace. That's true Illuminati activity. Floating, twisting airline. That's true enough. Flying F-35. I don't own that aircraft myself. It's kind of a little rascal in a dynasty.
Those are the flyers in Caribou.
Caribou should have no problem landing here. That's
Oh.
what the plane is specialized in short-range landing. The most recent local market. Yours for $14.99 USD dollars. Getting great
なんだか
reviews
すごいことになっておる。
enjoying watching videos, YouTube reviews, and so on. Av Angel, you follow her YouTube channel. We absolutely love that plane for others. Check that one out. Here's Al 907. A really nice landing position, Jeff. Well done, Al. Nailmore says, thanks for the flight, great fun as always. You're very welcome. Once again, final reminder of our upcoming streams for the next 2 weeks. We have a lot of special streams. We have Duty Flying Friday, obviously. But Jane, take it away. Again, what do we got coming up?
Lots of streams, so starting next week on Wednesday, we have rounds of air races.
That is correct. Yep.
So check that out. Followed by Friday, our special stream for, we're gonna have
はい、
two
営
total
業としていきますか。
celebrating this special holiday of St.
キャ
Patrick's
ノ
Day.
ピーオープ
And
ン。
then the following week we have Tuesday, March 21st.
エンジンカット。
Live stream with Lord Mark himself, as well as some special guests joining us. And then our final round of Reno Air Race Series on Wednesday, March 22nd at 1900. Happening there, and then our regular Flying Friday that week as well. So mark those in your calendar. I guess.
こんなのがついてる。
For the two Reno events, by the way, we have some special guest co-host Greg Gibson from the actual
Hey.
National Championship air races. He's got we met him in person at Reno last
Joe.
year. He's been on the stream before once. And he's got just absolutely fascinating guy. He's got so many interesting stories and tales, lore to share about the air races. So he's going to be joining us on both the preliminaries on the 15th and the finals on the 22nd. Also joining us as a commentator next week we have Blue Games. On the 15th, and then the grand final on the 22nd, we've got Chewy Nuts.
いや
Two really awesome guest co-hosts, as well as Greg Gibson from the National Championship Air Races, joining us for those two Reno streams. Can't wait for that.
ー、距離が遠くなるとみんな消えていく。
We've seen it all on Peter's stream. The hot air balloon. That makes it complete.
Yeah, every atmosphere.
This almost feels like an Air Force Proud video now.
Yeah.
the type of aircraft we've got here at Courchevel.
自動車があるけど、どうやって道があるんだろうな。いいね、やっぱり垂直離着陸機は。あ、消えた。もう全然、私はやる気なくカバーまでかけちゃって、もうここで止まっていく気満々ですよ。お茶でも飲みに行くかな、あの建物に。
Bye,
い
everyone.
いとこじゃな。バイバイ、ありがとうございました。さよなら。